The most awkward moment of the Oscars was definitely when Stacey Dash was called up on stage to make a very brief comment about Black History Month. Now, the reason why this is relevant is because Stacey Dash is one of the only Black conservatives who has come out, spoken to Fox News, and let them know that she thinks Black History Month is a bunch of bull. If you don't believe me, take a look at this video.
We have to make up our minds. Either we want to have segregation or integration. And if we don't want segregation, then we need to get rid of channels like BET and the BET Awards and the Image Awards, where you're only awarded if you're Black. If it were the other way around, we would be up in arms. It's a double standard.
So you say there shouldn't be a BET channel?
No, I don't think so, no. Just like there shouldn't be a Black History Month. You know, we're Americans, period. That's it.
Are you saying there shouldn't be a Black History Month because there isn't a White History Month?
Exactly. Exactly.
Such an incredible video.
It's so wonderfully appropriate that she starred in a movie called Clueless. Now, every once in a while, she's described as a clueless star. I'm like, yeah, bingo, that's it. So, Stacey, here's what you apparently can't understand, is that there is a power dynamic at play, right? So, white people have been in charge in this country for a long time. So when they talk about white power, well, that has a history, and it's not a good history, right? When you talk about Black power, that is the little guy trying to stand up for justice and for equal rights. It doesn't mean, Black power doesn't mean, well, now Blacks will get to dominate whites. It means, no, like, hey, can you stop shooting us? Back in the day, it meant, can you stop lynching us, right? These are fair requests. So, Black History Month exists because Blacks are a minority in this country. If they held power and they did Black History Month, that would be deeply problematic. But see, that takes a tiny bit of sophistication to understand that, which Stacey Dash is obviously incapable of.
Yeah, look, if both races were on an equal playing field right now and they had complete equality, right, and we have a long way to go when it comes to that, well, then maybe her statement about, oh, having awards that are segregated based on race doesn't make sense, right? But we're not there. We're not even close to that. So she makes those statements on cable television. Of course, she got a lot of backlash for it. So it was really weird when Chris Rock all of a sudden announces that Stacey Dash is going to come out and make a statement. So we can't show you the video, but I'll tell you exactly what she says. She comes out, and this is all she says, awkwardly. I cannot wait to help my people out. Happy Black History Month. And then she giggles and leaves. And it sounds sarcastic and weird, and you don't know what the intentions are. And then later on, Chris Rock refers to her as the director of the Minority Outreach Program. Is that sarcasm? What was the point of that? Was it just to, like, you know, rile people up, get people talking about the Oscars? I have no idea, but it was strange. That's
a joke that's, in the old words of Herman Cain, which I guess is appropriate here, 2 layers deep.
I guess so.
And it gets lost. An old friend, Ben Mankiewicz, once taught me, keep your jokes 1 layer deep. Okay. So in this, that's when I used to write for Ben back in the day in Miami. In this case, I think that they're being sarcastic and saying, hey, we're doing minority outreach, not to Blacks, but to conservatives by bringing Stacey Dash out. Because Stacey Dash is a Black person who is against Black History Month. So she comes out and makes that small little statement, leaves, and that's their minority outreach to conservatives, right? But that is way too deep, right? That takes several different hoops you got to jump through. And on top of that, the most important part is you got to know who the hell Stacey Dash is, where you just lost 99% of Americans.
Yeah.
They don't know who she is. They don't know what she represents. And look, there's a lot of folks who have different opinions. We've got a country of 300 million people, right? She keeps appearing on Fox News because Fox News likes her opinion, right? She's a convenient tool for them. So this is the part of the Oscars I did not enjoy, not only because it wasn't remotely funny, not just because it went over the head of everybody.
Yeah.
Actually, the funny thing is, the ironic exception is me. I understood what they were going for because I am deeply engaged in politics, and I'm one of the few people who know Stacey Dash because we're forced to watch Fox News, you know, to cover the news.
Strange.
Right? But on top of that, see, that's a dig too far. A lot of moments in Chris Rock stand-up where he went after Black people who were criticizing the Oscars. He did a lot of moments where he went after white people. I support him on all of that, right? But there's no need to bring Stacey Dash in here and say, like, ha ha, there shouldn't be Black History Month, but we're kind of kidding because
So
she's
she-
a conservative. Don't empower this tool.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because she felt like she was being empowered, right? It doesn't seem like she realized that the joke was on her, right? Like,
Yeah.
she came out, and you should have heard the audience, okay? There were, like, a few people, like, slowly clapping. They're like, is she here? It sounded like there might have even been a few boos. Like, it was a very, very weird audience reaction, but I totally understand why they'd have that reaction. And then after she made their statement, people were like quiet for at least a second, and then they were like,
Yeah, they didn't get
that
it.
was it. Like, they had no idea.
The only people
No.
who got it were the ones who were outraged.
That's exactly right. Now, afterwards, she tweeted about this, and she said, "We need to stop complaining about white people oppressing us. We shouldn't boycott the Oscars, and we need to support Chris Rock, the host." Chris Rock also defended his decision to feature Stacey Dash in that situation, and he tweeted a picture of the two of them together. It's weird. New Academy Director of Diversity Outreach, #Oscars.
Yeah, I didn't like any part of this. So, sad day. And
All right.
I'll do one last dig here at conservatives. So they'll be mad. Oh yeah, liberals are, and they even know liberals kept saying things throughout the event, climate change and race and all
They all
this
talk
stuff,
like
right?
that, too. Come on.
Yeah, I don't like it. And they call conservatives a minority, and they did minority outreach. Right? Well, then why don't you go be entertaining and make it to the Oscars? Right? They love to cry about how, Hollywood is liberal. All right, well, if you were smarter, more interesting, more creative, more successful, maybe you could be at the Oscars. But I guess you're not. That's why your top celebrities are people like Ted Nugent, who's mainly famous for crapping himself.